Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Smash and Grab Comics. To my left, I'm sitting with the self-proclaimed king of comics.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Tyler. To my right, I'm sitting with the enigma that is TR.
Hi.
And I am JP.
You're back, baby.
That's right. Papa John.
We have
real
missed
ingredients,
you,
real pizza, real babies.
We've missed you, baby daddy.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here tonight because I heard we're talking about sex.
Hey,
so when did you lose your virginity?
Speaking of sex,
I get to go first. Because mine's the most recent.
19.
All right.
19.
Yeah.
Talking Paula Cardcastle. The average age of
you
the
want to flip
soldier.
the air conditioner off?
Oh, whoops.
Hey,
I was just like, wait a minute.
Anyway,
Can't have that on.
Why you were the most recent? You think?
No.
He was just kidding.
I was just making a joke.
Okay.
But no, we're not really talking about sex tonight. We're talking about Sex Criminals, the comic, by Chip Zdarsky and Matt Fraction.
Yeah.
Volume 1. This is the trade paperback, so it's not like it's a new series. It's been out for a while. TR, this is one of your favorites?
I love it. I am a big fan.
Moving. There you go.
And I like the reason that we're... I like to move it. No, I'm the reason that we're doing this week is I decided I really wanted to talk about this one because I read it and I'm looking forward to reading Volume 2, which I already have.
Are you? Okay.
Yep.
So you've already read Volume 2. I like Chip Zdarsky, but
I think she's searching for something.
It's the ball's stuck under there.
Oh, no.
we have puppy problems. The ball is stuck underneath the
ball!
bookcase.
Hey, man.
The ball is underneath the bookcase.
I put my ball in a place I can't get. I don't have opposable thumbs. I can't.
Get it under there.
That's what I want to know.
God damn it!
TR's using a hanger
fishing underneath the bookshelf
for a
with
ball.
hanger.
You got it, dude. You got it. Just pull.
Go, TR. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Jasmine's got her ball.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I wish we would have got that recorded.
We did.
Did we? Kind of, like semi.
The camera was on you the whole time.
Oh, it was on me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I was looking at
that.
you.
Well, and now we have the puppy.
I'm so happy that you found your ball. Would you like to show me this ball? It's a nice ball.
Jasmine.
Hey, she's cute.
Okay, so Chip Zdarsky, Matt Fraction. Love me some Chip Zdarsky. I've never.
Who did the art on this? Was it Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, I got
I've never been a fan of his artwork.
So wait, who did the art? Matt or Chip?
Matt Fraction.
Okay, he did the art. Okay,
correct.
I was just trying to be clear.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
I was just trying to be clear.
Chip,
because I know Chip's a writer.
Yeah. And then color painting by Becca Kinsey, Christopher Sabella. We've talked to Chris before about his series.
Crowded.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
That's awesome. So it's a familiar name for us.
Well, I've been a fan of his because his series Crowded is about hiring. Like, you can put a hit out on somebody, and then people can donate to it.
You can crowdfund your hit.
You can crowdfund a hit. Okay. And then,
oh my God, I'd be so dead. I would be so dead.
That was and it's called the Reaper app.
The Reaper app, yes.
And then
crowdfund a hitman.
Yeah, and then there's also a crowdfunding for, or not crowdfunding, but more. You can hire a bodyguard. Okay, so this one chick who's got
like a protector app.
She's got the highest.
There's an app for everything.
There's the highest bounty ever on this one chick, and she hires a bodyguard to protect her until the bounty is up. Okay, so once the time runs out, because there's a time limit on it,
it's no good.
It's off the table. And so she hired this bodyguard to keep her alive throughout this whole thing.
I would say that's a good comic up until about issue 10.
Yeah, at about that point, then all of a sudden it opened up and they were lesbian lovers.
And then it's more like a Thelma and Louise kind of thing.
Yes.
And then, I feel like the original idea kind of got lost.
The original...
Where it was kind of like a
story arc.
Pseudo-futuristic satire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It almost a little bit in concept feels like Scud, the Disposable Assassin.
Sure.
I wish they would have left the sexuality more ambiguous for longer, because there was a little run of it where it was like, do they like each other? What's going on?
Yeah, are they? Aren't they? It was kind of fun to play with rather than
Yep.
And then it kind of...
Then there was a cold open on like issue 10 that was just like full on in the sheets, and it just felt
they're together, they're on the run now, and
Yep.
then it kind of took the reins of the story, and I think the main premise of the story got back burner, and it was just like I'm not reading this for this, you know what I mean?
I have a problem with most plots that are completely driven by a love story. Like, well, we have to have him do this crazy thing. Why would he do that? He's in love. It feels too often like that is just a lazy, just quick thing to jump to.
Yeah, I think it was just, I don't think that was part of the original storyline, and I think no, I'm not like pointing fingers and saying that Chris Sabella is like a bad writer or something like that.
No, he's awesome.
I just think that I don't think that was the original idea, and I think maybe they're like, what can we do to keep this different or fresh, and like, let's do this. Maybe that's just my speculation.
Well, the last issue that I read, I'm probably only one issue behind, but the last one that I read, we were just about to find out what she did to
get that bounty.
To get that bounty. We don't know because she wouldn't say. It's just been, like he said, like a Thelma and Louise kind of story. And now that they're getting like deeper in their relationship, it's not just sex. The bodyguard wants to know, okay,
what did you do?
Yeah, exactly. Who did you piss off? And it turns out she pissed off a lot of governments.
That'll do it.
Does. Yeah, one does. Okay. Absolutely.
So,
well, that's that book. But that's a different book entirely.
Yeah, we're talking about sex criminals. TR, since it was your pick, why did you like? What about this caught your attention?
Well, give people a synopsis first of like the idea of what's going on in this book, and then give us what's your big like beef with it, like why you eat this beef, why you like this beef, it's your type of meat.
Because
beef it was for dinner.
You came to me and said, "Hey, have you ever read this?" Nope. You said, "Will you read it?" Sure. And now here we are.
Yeah. So for the quick synopsis, I think it's pretty perfect on the back. Susie has a secret. For her, sex literally makes the world come to a standstill. John has a problem. He hates his life, his job, and the special curse that makes him just like Susie. Girl meets boy, girl hooks up with boy, and for the first time in their lives, they find themselves alone together. Mm-hmm. So they do what any young couple having sex in freezing time might do. They rob banks.
Uh-huh.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay. So that initial concept, when they orgasm, time stops, and they are able to walk around in the world,
and nothing else is happening.
Right.
They have to figure out the rules of like, does this machine work right now? It's literally stuff like that they have to figure out. And a big part of this initial volume is, so there's that awkwardness when you're going through puberty, and there's the questions that you don't want to ask, but you kind of need answers to. But who are you going to ask? Mom and dad? That'd be weird. You're going to go to the school nurse? That'd be even weirder.
Yeah.
And so this adds on top of it. They're literally freezing the entire world every time they have an orgasm.
Yes.
And the world stays frozen, and all other people stay frozen in time until they get horny again.
Yeah.
So until they're able to get horny again, the world is frozen. I've always been obsessed with the idea of freezing time.
Yeah.
Like that's always like being able to move.
For me, time travel has been much more of an obsession.
Yeah.
Than freezing time.
That's impossible.
Time travel?
Listen, nothing's impossible to him who will end of that quote.
Time travel is impossible. You can't. You will never be able to go back in time. Now, time travel forward is possible, never backwards.
There is an experiment that a guy did where it's basically you can travel back very specifically, but it's only from when a certain thing started happening. So he did these like with neutrons. This isn't what this podcast is about.
But it's fun to listen to because no, you can't go back in time.
Let me ask you this.
It's a set point when you turn the machine on first type of thing.
Hey,
you can go forward.
Hey, let me ask you this. So if somebody was put in a suspended hibernation thing, suspended animation, when they wake up, right, it's probably instantaneous. So, I mean, is that considered time traveling to the future? Their consciousness was put on hold for 30 years?
The reason I think that time travel is available forward is because space. And if you put an astronaut far enough away from the world to where they're out of the revolution of the actual Earth, they can stay there for a shorter period of time, where Earth longer period of time has happened. So they would technically be going forward in time if they came back. They would be much further in the future than when they left.
I wonder if does that take into account the amount of time it would take to get back? I mean, because
there's Einstein's theory.
If you could think about removing that distance, though, the world is traveling and spinning faster, so time is actually going faster.
Because as they get closer, they're going to start speeding up in time too. They're going to catch up.
Absolutely, but still, the time that they spent in space far enough out. I mean, it's still, I don't think, humanly possible to get that far out.
No, yeah.
But if you could get somebody far enough out and get them back in a reasonable amount of time, they would be able to time travel. Like, say if they spent 6 months away from Earth's revolution, they could probably spend that 6 months, and then maybe a year or two would pass on Earth. So that, I think, is the only real time travel thing you can do for time travel.
Had his theory that if you travel at light speed, if you had two identical twins, one traveling at light speed, one on Earth, the one traveling at light speed would not age. The one on Earth would.
Yeah, I think that's true. For sure. I don't think that's going to be possible. Ever.
Yeah.
Not with that attitude.
I just don't think it's possible.
Theoretically, okay, that would work, but like in reality, we can't do that.
Well, even just minutely, because it is minute when like there's people up in the space stations.
Yeah.
The Earth is traveling faster and spinning faster than they are stuck in the orbit. So time's actually going faster for them. So technically, they are time travelers because when they get back, the Earth has spent more time than they have up there.
Yeah.
So it happens, but just small incremental amounts. So
it's crazy to think
that
about.
way.
Yeah.
But you can't go back. I just don't, because I think if you could go back, wouldn't you
think...
Well,
someone would have already shown up this year.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
I got headphones on, people, and he just yelled.
Right.
Turning you down.
I know. But I'm saying somebody would have gone and like either shown up
totally
or done something and saved,
unless this version of 2020 is the best possible one, in which case we are so screwed.
Yeah. Well, right. You ever see that Big Bang Theory where Leonard and where they made a deal going, if we ever invent time travel, we're going to come back to
this
3,
moment. Yep.
2, 1, and
then they look around like,
guess we'll never invent time travel.
Yeah, they're like,
yeah. But that's the funny thing, if any of us here are ever going to invent it, or if it's ever going to be in our lifetime, we'll come back to this point right now.
Okay, ready? In 3, 2, 1.
If another me walks through that door, I'm fucking out of here, dude.
TR is genuinely looking very...
TR? TR?
Looks like none of us are going to invent time travel.
All right. That's fine. Back to sex criminals. We haven't even really got into the story. Haven't. That's just setting up the world, right? Okay, so they can operate in a frozen world, but we find out at the beginning that the dude, he gets... he goes to the porn store so he can search around the porn without feeling like he's being...
and he's still young at this point, but he has unlimited access to the porn store.
But because of that, he gets horny again really quickly.
Yeah.
And he gets caught.
One time, yeah. It's funny.
Yep.
There's a lot of the stuff that I wouldn't have considered. Like, when you're at that age, like, you do become obsessed. And so having him, like, his big obsession be going to the porn store, like, freezing time, going to the porn store, checking out whatever he wants, and then sometimes realizing, I got to get out of here before time starts up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that part was pretty funny. The humor in the book was pretty good. I'm not a fan of the art.
No.
I was not a huge fan of the art.
Okay, so
it's very...
Okay, so...
I'm trying to come up with words. I'm so bad at describing art, but it's...
I thought in some places it was super strong, and in others it was like, it almost changed like per page, where I was like, this looks great. And then like another page, I'm like, what the hell? Like,
what? Okay,
I don't know about this.
What I don't like is when they are in where she calls it the quiet, he calls it cum world.
Yeah.
Where they're...
Which is the name of the porn store he went to when he was a kid.
Yeah. So where the time freezes, right, when they're walking around, it looks like we're looking at Studio 54. And, and I'm just like...
Or a J.J. Abrams solar flare movie, right?
Yeah, it's like...
lens flare. Lens flare.
Lens flares all over in the artwork in here.
I didn't mind that because it was just a nice easy visual cue of when they were in when time was frozen. So it was a nice visual cue for the reader.
I agree.
I don't know. I just overall wasn't a huge fan of the art and how some of the characters were drawn.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I think that was one of the big things for me. Just like close-ups of characters was like a little rough for me.
It's
full bodies and like.
Is it a simple style? Is that what the word I'm trying to come up with?
It's
uncomplicated.
It's definitely simplistic. But yeah, I just thought that maybe sometimes the characters just almost there wasn't like a little less consistency in the characters' faces, and I knew who the characters were because I mean we're pretty much stuck with the two main cast.
Yeah, it's just basically him and her,
and that's really kind of nitpicking though. I mean, I did like the book. I thought the themes were strong, and I thought the comedy was good, and the satire was fun. And they kind of got the whole like angsty growing up and discovering sex on your own. That oh my gosh, hi.
Yeah. So Jasmine's back.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I say the sex word and you're just
it's so weird because I liked the writing. You're right. The satire was funny. Their interactions with each other were funny.
And also the way that the main characters talk to the reader, like break the fourth wall and like lead the reader through the past, and you never are like questioning when the time was or like at what point in the character's life it was, because it was always like the character leading you through it.
Right, but right away, I didn't realize that the narrator was going to be present in the past. Right?
Oh, sure.
So then when she was talking to you, the reader, I'm going, wait. So I mean then I realized, they're doing one of those montages where you're going into her.
Once they do it the first time, then you're like, okay, I got it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I really like the writing and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't like the concept. I do think the concept of time stopping when you have an orgasm, so you're going to go run around and do fun stuff until you're horny again, is dumb.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but I did think that this book is a little bit like lowbrow comedy disguised as highbrow art. Like highbrow idea.
That's kind of what drew me to it too, was because it's supposed to be this great, but really when you get to it, I mean, it's dick jokes. There's a lot of dick jokes and booby jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, it still got me thinking, and it might be because I have just always loved the idea of being able to just freeze time.
And it's an interesting take on that.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. 100%.
So one of the things that I had never even heard of it before you asked me to read it.
I've seen it before. I just never grabbed it.
If I would have read the first issue in issue form.
Should have again lost the ball.
Oh, poor puppy.
If you'd read it in issue form.
In issue form, I wouldn't have read it past the first issue.
No, I think I would have been done after one, to be honest.
Because it was like, I don't want to read porn comic. I mean, it's not my cup of tea.
I think if they do it right, I used to be really like that, because for me it used to be like, if I'm gonna watch porn, I want to watch porn.
Yeah.
Like if the whole point is to see naked people. Guess where I can get that for free, and I can get weird stuff, man.
Yeah, and so in having it in a comic book form, although when she's discussing when she talked to different people in her life to find out what does this mean, right?
Yeah, when she's trying to discover.
Yeah, and then the girl that supposedly is going to give her all the answers gave her the most horrible advice ever.
Yeah.
And then it was in a series of like pornographic doodles. So there was the fleshy light switch, which is her blowing him while he shines a flashlight in her face. The chocolate McKitten is where they squish their butt cheeks together and poop simultaneously.
Sam, I thought that scene lasted way too long. I was like, all right, I get it.
I actually did too. I ended up skipping some of that.
Yeah,
because
I get it.
Just a touch too much of
juvenile.
Because it perfectly brought you back to when you're a dumb little kid and you're like talking about the naughty stuff and that one kid who knows everything, but turns out they didn't know anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I thought I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of like with both of you. Like I'm a little bit on the fence about this book.
Mm-hmm.
Like I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I'm like, meh.
Yep.
It's fun. But I mean, I don't know. I think it honestly, reading it though, and the concept and like how it's done and how the characters interact with the reader and how like the writing is so strong, I think it would work well as a TV show though. And I think, some network would be lucky to have it just because of the way that the characters are directly talking to the audience and the readers sometimes. Like that would work well for like cinema and TV.
You think TV more than a movie?
Yeah, I think this would work very well as like an episodic Netflix or Amazon. And with the way that some of the more extreme content is coming out and being picked up, like The Boys, you know what I mean? The Boys on Amazon's a huge hit.
Yeah.
And that's some pretty out there stuff.
Is it? I haven't seen any
just
of it.
in terms of its content, and like it's pretty easy idea, you know what I mean? Superheroes exist and they're just assholes. So, you know what I mean? So there's a group of guys who are out there to stop them because they're just jerks. You know,
they're trying to shut down the bully hero group.
Yeah, the world is their oyster kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, and there's some just overtly just gross stuff in that book, just violence and sex stuff. And so I mean, I see some of this edgier content being picked up by different places. So I think Netflix would be a shoo-in for like this book. So and I think maybe that would revitalize like my for this book, because like I said, I like it, I don't love it, but I think in the right hands somebody can mold it and refine some of the rougher edges, because that's what happened with The Boys. That's what I hear. The Boys is like, it's a good comic, not a great comic, but Amazon took it and refined some of its weirder, stupider stuff and just made good content.
Who wrote that?
Oh,
the comic version, not the
I
screenplay,
don't
but...
remember. Sorry. I think it's Warren. I want to say no, it's not Warren Ellis. I don't think it's Warren Ellis. I think it's Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis? That sounds like something he would write.
It does. I'm gonna look it up right now. I should know that right off the top of my head, but I don't. Because I've never read the book.
Garth Ennis is not known for super family friendly content. I mean,
not at all.
No,
Preacher.
That's what he writes.
Preacher. Some of that stuff is in there just for shock. Like Jesus Decide.
That's
the entire Jesus Decide.
That's what he does.
Thing.
He's made a career off of uncouth. Against the grain content, but that's what he does. He does a good job,
and he does it well.
So getting to the point of the title, Sex Criminals, when they freeze time, they start robbing banks. They show that to us kind of in a reverse effect, right? Where they start off the book and we're right in the middle of them having sex in a bathroom, and there's somebody trying to get them to come out.
Right, and
The Boys is written by Garth Ennis for sure.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
So what happens is they throw you into it real quick and then now let's tell you about it type of thing.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. I actually like that when, for me, it's better to keep my interest. Mm-hmm. Like when you throw me into something and I want to know more. And so you go, all right, to know that, you got to know this. Mm-hmm. I'm much more willing, as opposed to, there was a little girl, and when she turned, like, I just don't care.
Well, it's more...
Okay, so the creative, the way that they're giving it to you, piques your interest, rather than if they just gave you straight on.
It's fractional storytelling, no pun intended, Matt Fraction, working on this book, but it's...
Hey-o.
It's micro storytelling where you're getting...
Or... You
don't look at me like that.
You could go the other way with what's going on in X-Men, where they'll put something in, and you won't have a clue what that's about for a year.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, the story here, it's nice because it's done in snippets where it keeps the reader engaged, because the scenes are ever changing, and it's going back and forward and present in time, all kind of at once.
Did you like that, the way that narration where she was telling you, the reader, the story?
Yeah, I like that.
She was breaking the fourth wall, and
I like that because it's direct exposition rather than sitting there and wasting 4, 6 to 10 pages of dialogue and then getting it's a comic book. You don't have that much time to grasp a reader's attention.
Yep.
That's what I liked about this book, because it was a start to finish. I read it and I never felt like I'm like, a couple pages are really boring. Like,
no, none of it was boring.
Do well with getting to the
pacing.
point.
The pacing is
nothing
great.
was boring. You know what I mean? It was never like, are we almost to the end of this issue? You know what I mean?
Or like when the story seemed to be hitting that point where you're just like, okay, getting a little like tired of this scene. It jumped and it recognized that it had the self-recognition to do that and go, I'm going to make sure the reader is consistently busy.
Yeah. And we haven't gotten to, because in volume 1, you don't find out really anything about them, but there are more people who can do this, and they have an organization.
Yeah.
And they're trying to stop the two main characters, John and Susie.
That's maybe when the book jumped the shark for me, was when these people showed up in all white and this dude's got like a glowing dildo and he's like smacking the guy with it. I'm like, all right. I'm like,
that's and that's kind of what I was getting at. Where
maybe if I read more, I'd be like,
that's what I was getting at. Like, the concept is dumb. You know what I mean? But the writing, you know what I mean? Okay, if someone gave to me like, here's the world you have to write a story and go, this was a good story in that world, but that world is not for me. I think it's ridiculous.
I think I was primed to read this because I'd been reading Money Shot.
Yeah. Oh, sure. And I've been interested in that book because that book doesn't seem like it has like a little bit of a gimmick like this book does. Like that book seems like that's what it's going for right out the gate.
Yes,
like
it's authentic.
This book has a little bit more to say other than just being a sex book. Like
it's not. No, I didn't really read this as a sex book. Sex was the device to tell the story.
Exactly. Where I think the other Money Shot is much more of just
porn.
More porn. It's sexual satire. 100%.
Yeah. No, it's not like
this more dabbles in it and uses it cleverly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different uses of the devices. Type of thing.
What I like though, we're talking about the fractional kind of like bits of story and like the scenes the scenes move really well. I actually watched a movie recently that reminded me of the storytelling in
Okay. So TR just bowed his head in disgrace.
Shame.
His dog is digging out a ball and she's just being super noisy. But TR, we don't care. It adds to the ambiance.
Yeah, we don't care. She's fine. She's a dog. Right. Let her be a dog.
So I mean,
she's a dog.
At this point,
hey, stop being a dog.
At this point, your dogs are part of the show. Yeah. They're like that dude from Sublime that had the Dalmatian. That dog was more like as much of a member as anybody.
You dated yourself there. I mean, I don't
think
anybody's going to be.
But
you guys have no clue what I'm talking about.
No, not at all.
When you say Sublime, I kind of the mushroom guys.
Yeah, the mushroom guys.
Yep, I remember they had mushrooms on like all their posters. When you look at that Sun T-shirt, the nose is a mushroom.
And then when you say Sublime to me, I'm like, oh yes, the karaoke song that everybody fucking wants to sing. Like,
which one's that?
The loving is what I got. So remember that. I was a karaoke DJ for a couple of years, and oh my god, you'll hate that song.
Karaoke DJ.
Yeah. Have you no shame?
Could you get out of my house?
No. That's how I know how to fix the board.
Have you no shame?
But to get back to what I was talking about with the bits of storytelling and keeping the reader on like little bit, maybe a cliffhanger at that end, and then like new scene, and keeping the reader engaged. Was I just recently watched a movie on Netflix, which is also a book called Cloud Atlas. Tom Hanks and Halle Berry.
I hadn't heard of it.
It was a movie in 2012 that did horribly at the box office, but it's this 3-hour-long epic movie about lives and past lives and future lives and dog lives. No, and how your past lives connect to your future lives and your future lives connect to your current lives, and like it's all kind of strung together. So it's like 6 films done into one movie. So like at one scene you start off in the 1980s, and then all of a sudden it's 1800s, and then all of a sudden it's 26 whatever in the future. And it was done by 2 directing teams, and Halle Berry, Tom Hanks, and the rest of the main actors that are in it play recurring roles, just different characters in all these different timelines.
I've heard of this.
Yes.
I've just never seen it.
So it's 6 movies like all together. So like one you get a love story, one you get an action story, one you get a funny one you get like a future one, and it's just like, whoa. But it was cool because like it's strung along just by seemingly untethered stories, but then and again in the end it all wraps up and like, oh, it's all connected.
What was it called again?
It's called Cloud Atlas.
Cloud Atlas.
And I actually really enjoyed it. I don't think it's a film for everybody though, because like I said, it's 3 hours long and it's a lot. So it's a big watch.
You can eat a lot of pizzas in that time.
It's a real dense movie.
It is a dense movie, but the way that they did it like never disinterested me. Like what, you know what I mean? Like jumping, having that much content, you seem like you would get bored at some point, or maybe one of the stories would be boring. But the way that they tell it, you're only in one of those stories for 5-10 minutes, and then you go, boom, now we're back into the past story. Oh, we're in the future story now. Oh, we're back in the present story. Like, I liked how they jumped and wove it together, and it kept the viewer really interested. I really would like to read the book, but I thought it was really well done, and it was really cool because the characters, like Tom Hanks was like, in one place he was like this horrible villainous sailor, and then in another he's like this brooding Irishman that just wrote a book, like, and he's at this book signing, and he chucks this critic off the roof because he hated his book, and then that made his book skyrocket and sell like millions of copies. So and it was just funny. Like there There was some scenes that had you laughing, some scenes that had you crying, and then overall, it's just I think it came together, and I was just like, wow, I did not think that was possible. I just watched 6 movies in one movie.
Yeah.
And the Wachowskis did all the future stuff, and then this other director, I can't remember his name, he did all the past stuff.
Wachowski's Matrix?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they handled the future story, which is perfect for them. And then this other directing unit took care of all the past stuff. And I just was like, wow, this is really cool. It's a great idea. Yeah. It bombed at the box office.
But in those 2 different teams, they were able to bring it together, and it didn't. Yeah, it seemed like it worked.
Yeah, it was weird because it was like it was 2 cooks making completely different meals that you're just like, this is not going to go together. And especially when you're about 45 minutes into this movie, you're still just like, how's this coming together? But then it does. It really does. By the end of the film, it all weaves
Sounds
in.
like cantaloupe and vanilla ice cream. Well, how can those be good together? And then you try it, and you're like,
they can't.
You added too much ice cream, but otherwise this is good. You can add way too much ice cream.
No, you can't.
Easily.
No, you can't.
I'm a fat guy, and I'm disagreeing with you about food. Why don't you sit down and be quiet?
I know your role. Talk about your little Cloud Atlas movie. No.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us about the Atkins diet?
Listen, I got this thing. It's not a pyramid scheme.
It's not a pyramid scheme, guys. It's a reverse funnel system.
I would say check it out. It was really cool. It's on Netflix, and I thought it was well worth it and underrated.
Your point is that
the same type of storytelling was in this book.
In this book, where it'll 1 minute she's talking about her middle school years and trying to figure out sex, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're right back where she's talking about her meeting her current boyfriend, and then boom, you're in the future and they're robbing a bank.
Yeah.
So but
it kept me interested. That's what I liked about it. Yeah. And that was my point. That movie did the same thing. As soon as it got kind of muddy or stale, back to new. And that's what I liked about this book. And the pacing was really well done.
Yeah.
So, and there were some cool scenes. Like I love the bar scene. Like you just flipped it open. I love that. And like the fourth wall breaking with that too.
They do this whole thing where she's singing. I think it's a Queen song.
It's Fat Bottom Girls.
And so they didn't get the rights for the lyrics.
To use the lyrics from the
book.
book.
So they just have the yellow boxes posted over with random stuff.
And it's the writer basically telling you, like, hey, she's singing Fat Bottom Girls by Queen, but we didn't have the money for that. So I'll be telling you why we didn't have the money for that. And then like it was just kind of funny. And as the scene is going, you're totally in your head. Everybody knows Fat Bottom Girls by Queen. So you're kind of just already doing it. And by doing that, take you home tonight. It's funny because like without using the song, they use the song. Like it's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the last panel. Why don't they make musicals anymore? I bet the answer is lawyers.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for a good musical.
I know. Did you ever see that? Did you ever see Across the Universe, the Beatles one?
That one I didn't really like that much because I thought it was a little too on the nose with some of the Beatles stuff.
Yeah.
Because like the main character's name was Jude, which really just pissed me off because I'm like,
and everyone's constantly greeting him thusly.
Hey, Jude.
They didn't.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. But I was like, that's too on the nose for like a Beatles thing for me.
Yeah, and they had a character named Lucy. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
You know what I mean? Like, So I actually really enjoyed that movie, but I thought it was a little too on the nose. Like they could have come up with some more creative things.
What I loved is the way the cast performed the songs.
Yeah, no,
they were so good additions.
I'm pretty sure
of that.
I'm pretty sure the guy from that movie. It's funny you say that. The guy from that movie is in Cloud Atlas playing like 6 different people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But you brought up musicals, and that's probably one of the most recent ones I've seen. So I'm not
most recent,
and that's about.
There
10
was like
years old.
The Greatest Showman, which
I
tried to watch.
I watched it.
I tried to get.
TR, you watch musicals?
I'm selective about them, but I do. Yeah. Like, I'm a big Sweeney Todd guy.
Yeah, that was good.
The movie is so different from the musical because the movie has no comedy in it, and the musical
was like a dark
comedy.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's
like
a
the
dark
whole song,
comedy.
Try the Priest.
And the Johnny Depp version,
there was no dark.
It was it's just all dark, and
it's
you're like
depressing.
Because I'm looking behind you, and you've got your Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
Do you got a camera that can see that?
I don't.
Even the one that's on you can't see it.
No,
okay,
it's okay.
So
I have a signed Sweeney Todd poster. You'll just have to believe.
Signed by who?
It's signed by a bunch of them: Timothy Saul, Alan Rickman, Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
I was gonna say, I was like, I can't really even.
Where'd you get it?
I think I got it online.
Oh, okay. You didn't.
That's cool,
you
though.
didn't get to have them sign it.
No.
Okay, so yeah, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Ritter Woman.
It's
What we do for pretty women.
Ritter Woman. That's one of my favorites in that movie.
Blowing out their candles. Oh.
One of my favorites is Moulin Rouge. I think Moulin Rouge is highly underrated.
How about the Green Day one? You guys see the Green Day one?
I did not.
No. Is there one?
Yeah, Green
yes,
Day made a musical.
there is.
Oh,
Did you guys see the Spider-Man one? That didn't last very long
What the
because
fuck are you talking about?
there was a Spider-Man musical on Broadway and the guy broke his leg really
shit!
bad.
Because they were probably trying to do some crazy wire work.
Yep.
Oh, that's too bad.
And the wire work didn't. You guys
Hold
did
him.
not hear about this?
No.
Spider-Man Light Up the Night, something like that.
No.
It was
It's probably so short-lived. Yeah, probably opening night busted his face.
This is a
They were like, no.
this is a comic book podcast, and we didn't know that.
we didn't know about it.
We know about every other
I
musical.
know about Shrek the musical, but I don't think I'd see that because I just watched the movie. It's awesome,
Right.
But I like Moulin Rouge. Rocky Horror is kind of like your classic,
I
cult
love it.
pick. Rocky Horror is great.
Did
Rocky
you like
Horror
Chicago?
I thought Chicago was
It's
good.
too pretentious. I mean,
A
like
little bit.
Richard Gere is I feel like overacting. And I know a musical you are supposed to.
Well, fun fact
that,
about
but-
that is Richard Gere actually, when he was trying out for the role, he admitted that he absolutely hates that musical, Chicago.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
That's what he said. He said, I
No.
absolutely hate this.
No, not that
subject."
part.
Oh,
No.
okay, sorry.
He doesn't have to audition for shit.
Well, I think that's the thing.
He can walk in and just say, "I want that role."
He did it because of the cast. He
Yeah.
wanted to work with
Catherine
Zeta-Jones. He wanted to work with Renee Zellweger.
Yep, Renee
So he
Zellweger.
wanted to work with them, but
See,
he was like,
that's-
I actually hate this musical.
What's crazy is
But yeah,
for a
think Chicago's
musical,
fun.
they had top actors in that, which is not usual for a musical, right?
It's hard to get because of the budget reasons, for
and
sure.
the singing and dancing,
Mhm.
not all top tier actors can do that shit.
Right. There's some great ones out. Les Miserables is really awesome.
Which is one of those
I
that's
saw that on Broadway.
technically a musical. It's an opera.
It's an opera.
In high school, we went to New York with our choir, and so we saw Les Mis on Broadway. So that was
that's
a lot of
awesome. I thought the movie was stunning.
fun. What's up?
I have been looking up Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, which is the musical.
Turn off the dark.
Guess. Just take a guess what pop musicians wrote the music for it.
Oh God.
Okay.
Give me
What year is this?
I was gonna
2010.
Okay. Smash Mouth.
Bowling
Nope.
for Soup.
You're thinking too modern.
Ooh, all right.
Bono and The Edge from U2.
Oh shit! Remember when?
Edge. I do love me some U2 though. Not gonna lie.
Remember when Bono forced an album onto everyone's phone and the
Do you
world
remember
went
the
ape shit?
apology?
I don't remember that shit.
Oh yeah, it was every iPhone all of a sudden had the new U2
Oh, that's
album.
why. That's why I didn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
'cause I haven't got an iPhone.
he basically, in his words, gave every iPhone user
It's
a free.
free.
Yeah, so it automatically downloaded.
Wait. I
well-
gotta do that again. Camera's on me.
It's free. It's free music. On Bono.
Impressions never go good if you have to say who you are during the impression. By the
Yeah,
way.
that
You never have to. You shouldn't be going.
Well,
On
the,
Bono.
well, the point
that doesn't sell it.
the point is it totally bombed because people freaked out that he was forcing.
Yeah.
and
his
it was
shit.
taking up space, and that was a time because iPhones don't have expandable memory, and I mean a lot of phones now don't. But that was a time when
Space
your
was premium.
Space was really at a premium to suddenly have this thing that you're not
This
sure how to
fucking album.
delete.
You couldn't. I'm sure you couldn't. Could you?
And they did an apology that was such a fuck you to the fans. He's like, "Oops, sorry," and they're all
it was
in a
sorry.
circle.
It was sorry. Thought I was doing something nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really.
When
Yeah.
you throw in
a
some
backhanded.
talent and maybe just a dash of narcissism, something like that, where he's like, but we had a fun idea. Everyone likes our music. Everyone loves us.
I
you
like,
love us.
I like you too.
That's okay to be wrong.
No, they have good music.
No.
Not like modern stuff. No.
To my
I
face.
like you too. Come on, man. They've got some good
I never
ones.
said I liked you.
Boom.
I like you too.
They've
you
got
see.
some solid jams. There's some great singles out there.
She moves in mysterious ways.
Fun story about that song. That song almost got me into a fight when I was DJing at a bar one time because it was like, I don't know what happened. But long story short is I'm DJing at a bar. It's karaoke night. It's pretty dead for singers. I'm playing music I want to play because I'm the fucking DJ. So I'm playing stuff and I'm in the bathroom, like going to the bathroom real quick because I'm just like taking a break. And that song starts and I'm like kind of jamming at the urinal, like, wow, wow. You know what I mean? Like, that's such a cool guitar riff, right? And then this guy in the stall next to me goes, God, who the fuck is this DJ? And I'm like, seriously, dude? And I'm like, I'm right here. And he's like, I'm sorry, dude. It's just, I'm a country guy. I just don't know what the hell this music is. And then I was just like, well, what the hell do you want me to play? And then I was halfway cocked, so I was a little feisty. And then he was feisty too. And he was like, I already came up to you because I wanted to hear this song, but you ain't got it. I'm like, oh my God, dude. And then it was just a back and forth in the bathroom. And then the words got heated and I left before it got too crazy because I didn't want to be stuck in the bathroom with giant redneck guy wanting to listen to country while my YouTube song is playing.
If it were me, I would have requested anything from G.G. Allen's country album.
I should have just started playing some uber old country, like the whole twangy stuff. Like,
you got to be careful for the racist stuff though, that'll show up. Will show
I'm talking like Conway Twitty, you know. He was like an operatic country singer.
Okay, this is so completely off topic, but oh crap! The guy.
Oh, we were on topic with Conway Twitty.
Conway Twitty.
Okay, the guy Mike Judge.
Yeah, that's actually a good impression because that's how he used to open his song. Hi, I'm Conway Twitty. Anyway, go ahead.
Mike Judge had this show, Tales from the Tour Bus.
Okay.
And the first season was just outlaw country, so he'd focus on one specific outlaw country artist.
Yeah.
And go through their life story and all this crazy stuff that happened, and interviews with people. The second season, he did funk. So I'm getting into that one right now and getting a little
funk.
Yeah.
Like Bootsy Collins?
Yeah, like Bootsy Collins, like George Clinton.
Yeah, Funkadelic.
Yeah, like funk, baby.
Funkadelic Railroad.
So it's a new show?
No, it's older, but I'm sure it's streaming legally somewhere. Okay. And that is where I'm watching it.
I've never been a huge fan of country music, but when I gained respect for what country music is was when Blake Shelton did an interview with this lady, and she's like, so country music seems to be all about drinking and trucks and girls. Like, what's that all about? And he's like, well, I'm a country singer, and I like drinking, I like girls, and I like trucks. That's what I'm going to sing about. And I'm like, damn right, dude. Fuck yeah. Like, I get it now. Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah, it's very
literal. Stereotype. It's just that's what they like.
That
makes sense.
I think my issue with country music,
and I like some country music,
is
like Keith Urban's great.
Some, yeah, but is the fact that a lot of times the lyrics are so literal.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God.
Chilling on the dirt road.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yep.
I don't like and then they go low.
Yeah.
Like, they're
like
singing about something.
Yeah.
And every time they get to hear, it's
Dude,
like,
you have no idea. I worked at Cracker Barrel for 4 years.
Oh. No, for real. You got to get out.
I was a 2016 Employee of the Year, so hello.
That doesn't make it bad.
Throw it up.
Oh,
2016
sweet.
Employee of the Year, Cracker Barrel, Sioux Falls. Woo woo. Store number 540. Let's go. What's up, Todd? Todd's my manager.
What's up, Todd?
But that was a horror show because that was country music 24 hours a day,
yeah,
nonstop, and it was like Cracker Barrel had albums that were exclusive to Cracker Barrel. So, you'd listen to the standard Gambit and then it'd be like, hi, I'm Josh Turner. You can pick up my new album in the Cracker Barrel old country store. And he's one of those low singers. He's one of those.
Yeah, one of the ones.
He can go high, but then he goes real low. Yeah, he goes real low.
Okay.
Where they lose the twang. How the hell did we go from sex criminals?
Because we're pretty much done with the book. We pretty much talked about the book.
Wait. Let's talk about the people that pull them out of the bank, right? The white people.
Yeah.
Well, they're not white people. But
they're Caucasian. They are both white and dressed in white.
They're
literally wearing white glowing outfits, and it turns out that they are
police.
They are sex police.
Yeah, they have. It appears at least the same ability to stop time, and at one point like the main gal person does it by doing Kegels until she finishes herself off.
Yeah.
And leaves a note for them, like on their food, like
Okay.
I was doing.
Well, here's my
Kegels.
question: when they stop time, these two main characters, and then for all the other people out there that can stop time, does it stop for them?
Yes. So unless you were part of the orgasm that caused the time stoppage, then you are going to be frozen, even if your orgasms freeze time.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah. The only time
so how
that
do these
you're
police
immune to it is when you're the one causing
how are
it.
these police able to enter this frozen orgasm time?
They clearly just finished. They're like, the weapon that the one guy's using is a dildo. They just finished themselves off.
It seems like it's the same problem with like.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
they
with
come out with these giant dildos.
It seems like the same problem with our X-Men episodes, where it's like the power's just kind of like whatever works for the story. It's magic.
I hadn't even noticed that. This dude's licking the blood off the dildo.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
But what you're saying, TR, though, is like time freezes for everybody who has this power, but it's just like, that's not completely true, because like these two characters have been separate for years. Like when one person did it, the other person wasn't frozen.
They were. They just didn't know. You don't know that you're frozen in time when you're frozen in time.
It's instantaneous.
Oh, I got you.
And
yeah, I thought you meant like they were conscious in the same thing. Like
that's what I was asking.
What?
That's what I was asking.
I didn't do it.
No. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
But that's what I was asking. So that's not true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's not true. It must be a proximity thing.
If you can smell it.
Oh my God. Okay. So why are you
her mama came home early. She could smell the scent of sex in the air.
Okay, clearly I thought it was more silly than good.
Sure.
What is intriguing you to go on to number 2?
I think it's so dumb and silly and fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun.
It was an easy read, and it was a read that kept me going.
Yeah.
And I wanted more when I was done. As dumb as some of the stuff, and I agree, like, I don't care what anyone says, though. The fat bottom girls thing really made me
It was
laugh.
funny.
Yeah, I like
it was
that.
a very creative way to show karaoke that's going on and not have to type out all the lyrics.
Well, it was fun to have like a musical interlude. Like we talked about musicals for a while. That's your musical scene in this. It was fun. It was kind of fun.
Yeah,
it had a little bit of fun. But I think it's also refreshing to read a book that is strictly for adults. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was one thing I did like. Is like, this is definitely not a kid's book in like no way, shape, or form. Like there's not even like any like, well, she's 12. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There
isn't even a wink.
She or
to
he
the
could
kids.
read it. You know what I mean? No. Like this is an adult book meant for adults.
The only thing I didn't like as far as Chip Zdarsky was that it seemed like he was trying to be too smart with his writing. Like it was a little heavy-handed. Like, okay, for the narrator talking, breaking the fourth wall. Okay, and then we get to the karaoke thing, and then there was another creative way that he did it. It just feels like he was just like, look at this other trick I can do with my writing.
Sure.
A 9-layer dip of creativity when you were like, I don't like avocado.
Yeah,
I just the fourth layer.
I just wanted some sour cream, right? You just dip in your chip, and then all of a sudden you're eating beans or some shit.
I got you.
I don't
Didn't mean to shove beans down your throat.
But
It's better than licking blood off a dildo. I'll tell you that.
but no,
Maybe to you.
no, but that
We need to NSFW this episode for sure. Some person's
I
gonna be
think
listening
the
to this.
title "Sex Criminals" is going to do that for us.
I don't think so.
they are already marked
18
as
plus.
yeah.
This one needs a triple X filter.
I will say this: I was very happy when I dropped off my copy to you, because without realizing it, I knew Bailey was there, but the gal that's with him,
Yeah.
she heard me like, "Well, here's Sex Criminals for you."
Yeah.
And then as I'm leaving, Brian goes, by the way, this is at Rainbow Comics Cards and Collectibles, 3310 South Minnesota Avenue, and a different address in Lincoln, Nebraska.
What is it, JP?
1501 Pine Lake Road, Suite 17.
So I did get it right last time.
Yeah, you did.
Nice. But so as I'm leaving, Brian's like, wait, you're leaving? That's it? Oh, yeah, I was just dropping off Sex Criminals. And I hear her asking, like, why is he talking about leaving sex criminals here? And I hear you, that's the name of a book.
Yeah, that's the name of a book.
That's funny.
It was funny.
Oh man,
I'm sure Bailey.
like
Bailey will listen to this episode too, so he'll appreciate the shout out.
What's up,
Bailey?
Hey, Bailey.
Hi, Bailey.
God, good book. So you're going on to volume 2.
I am.
I might venture into volume 2 just to see. I think it reads, and I think TR is right. I think it reads beautifully and wonderfully as a trade. Like you and I were talking, I would not have even thought about picking up
issue 1. I would have just felt like I don't want to read comic porn, but it's not. But you have to get past that.
It's not, but it is at the same time, and that's where it's like it's lowbrow humor disguised as highbrow art. It's just like okay, I get it. You kind of have to find.
That's maybe what my problem is with it. Like you said, disguised. Like it's trying to be more than it is.
Yeah, and it's just it fits a weird little niche. It takes time to get there.
Does it? Is there any niche there?
I mean, absolutely.
It's TR.
Yeah, I was like just sitting across from the guy who's like, "This is my book, bro."
Yeah.
Also, they just recently ended their Sex Criminals run.
Did they?
Go ahead and guess what issue number.
69. Oh
yeah. Is it really?
Yep.
Nice. Well, that makes sense. Where do you think they're gonna go?
69, dude.
Okay, because I don't think I'm gonna read it. TR, you read volume 2?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have volume 2. I haven't read it yet because I didn't want to get it mixed
Where
up
are they
going
going
to
go from here?
I
That's
think
kind
they're
of what
going to
I'm
go
curious
into
about
the...
too. And then if it, like, yeah, I think I'd read it, and then I'd be like, nah, this is way too far out there.
I think the Dildo Warriors are going to play a much bigger role. That is what I've chosen to call them now. I think we're going to find out about the Dildo Warriors
All right,
and what
get into, like,
organizations.
Camera on me.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
This is gonna get into like Warriors territory where there's like different sex gangs. Like we're the double dongers.
Double dongers.
Someone with a drill with a dildo.
Oh my!
You see,
God.
anytime I see something like that, I'm just instantly so uncomfortable because there have been people. You read stories, and there have been people who weren't safe the way they should have been.
All right, right now, come up with your best. Right now, come up with your best sex gang name. Right now, I've got one.
Okay, what is it?
Mr. Fister.
It's pretty good. That's not a gang name though. It's a personal name.
Yeah,
You could be the Mr.
I thought
Fisters.
you meant like what would my gang name be?
Yeah,
like
the
for
gang.
me when I'm in a gang.
No,
the
like
gang.
the group. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking
Okay.
like Warriors. You know what I mean? Like the movie,
I
the
get
hi
it.
hats. You know
All
what
right,
I mean?
what's yours?
The Assassins.
Assassins. The assassins.
Because it's already there. It's already there.
I'm going with sex criminals.
Jesus Christ! Fuck.
I'm going with
It was
Mr.
so
Rock.
obvious. You didn't even see it.
You know what? Fuck you.
It was so obvious you didn't even see it. Okay, all right, here it is. Fuck buddies.
I like that. See, that's better.
Hi, we're
Or-
the fuck buddies.
Ooh, I like it. Or the fuck boys, because that's kind of like a modern, you know. Yeah. I like it. I like them all.
DR, you got one?
Though, Mr. Fister's.
Mr. Rogers.
No, gang.
No, that's what we're called.
Gang.
I'm in Mr. Rogers. You don't want to fuck with us because we'll fuck you.
Oh wait, you're in.
Up.
Welcome to our
in your neighborhood.
Welcome
Yeah.
to our neighborhood.
Yeah, my neighbor.
This is my neighborhood now. What's up?
It's fucked up.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Rogers. She's still alive, and
Is she
there's
really?
yeah.
Oh,
Does she?
I don't
does
know.
She
I
listen?
She's the number one
Is she a
fan.
I don't
she's
know.
subscribed to my OnlyFans.
Mrs. Rogers subscribed to my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So now I got to put out better content.
I've got an OnlyFans. Problem is, I'm the only fan.
I'm gonna have to clean it up now. We don't even make sense anymore.
I think we need to end this episode. 'cause
All
we're
right,
just over.
so you go ahead and end it. You
Okay.
opened.
For Smash and Grab Comics, I'm JP. Sitting next to me with
Tyler.
and
The other one.
let us know in the comments what your sex gang would be named.
We're gonna get some good ones.
I know, creative.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Later.